Welcome everyone to week 9 of the regular season. We are 6-2, currently in lead of the AFC South, and maybe our biggest game ahead against the Jacksonville Jaguars. If we lose, we drop to second place. If we win, we have a little bit of cushion, I would say, to the second place Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's really important. We are currently, good in terms of the record, maybe not so good in terms of total stats, but it's more about how our team plays. And as soon as we keep on winning, I'm honestly fine with that. Let's be real. But we need to win this. We need to win this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we lose. We lose, and that is not good. I'm not doing a quarterback change, but... or am I? I don't know. Defensive stats also really good this time, but not enough to stop Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's take a quick look at our roster or QB situation. Grayson McCall is also not able to play, and also, honestly, with this intelligence, Desmond Ridder should be better. He really, really should be. I'm not sure why he is not. So that was a must win for us, and we lost. Not really good for us, for our record. We dropped to second place, but we need to get into the playoffs. That would be so important for us. We are playing the Tennessee Titans in week 10. Second time we play them, and that's a must win. I think I'm saying that every time, but it really is, and we win barely. Tennessee Titans, good comeback in the fourth quarter, but not enough. Bijan, good game. Ridder, not sure. Looking at the total stats, he already exceeded the interceptions from last year and horrible in terms of touchdowns this year. Similar completion percentage. Last year he won Rookie of the Year. Well, he won't do that this year, but also not really good. 5 interceptions, area short middle. He is just not the quarterback for the short passing game. He really isn't. 4 interceptions, area short left. Not even trying to throw deep. That's our scheme. I hired this coordinator. Maybe shouldn't have. Maybe shouldn't have, but nothing we can change. Maybe look for a new quarterback next year. Did not check out the defensive stats. Will Anderson, please. He's not even on the list. Not the best signing so far, but as long as we keep on winning, we are 7-3, and now, maybe the game of the season, 8-1 Buffalo Bills. Can we beat them? If we do, we could be back on top, and we win. I did not expect that. Still the Bills' record is better, but Bijan helps us again. Also Gore with another touchdown, but this receiving stats are not good at all, and these defense stats, 4 sacks, that's good. Not sure if Will Anderson is injured, because second game in a row without any tackles even. So, I think he was injured, now probable for next week and week 12. So let's check out the standings. We are 8-3, and the Jacksonville Jaguars actually lost 1 in a row and had a bye week, I assume. So now we are having 2 games more than the Jaguars. Not for long. The Colts on a 4-game winning streak. That's not good. So nothing secure yet. And we play the Texans actually before our first bye week kicks in. So let's hope that we can beat the 3-6 Houston Texans. We just have to. And first really good game, I would say, or first win where our fans don't need to worry about how the final score could be. Bijan, really good, 2 touchdowns. What are his total? 99 overall. Oh, that's good. And he wants to have some money after the contract. But let's worry about that in 5 years. His stats are actually quite all right, I would say. Over 1,000 rushing yards. That's actually really good at this point of the season. I won't check the league leaders because, yeah, it's just unfair. We have not had our bye week so far. So we will check that after the season, of course. But right now, I assume that he would lead the division. Some injuries, but again, lucky for us that we don't have any long-term injuries. And before we have our first bye week, it's time to sneak in a quick college update. Week 12, not much has changed. USC only with wins so far, and the rest as well. So Georgia number 1, LSU number 2, Syracuse still in the top 4 and on prime position to secure a playoff spot. Ohio State lost another game, so they dropped out of the playoffs. Let's see if they can still make it happen. But so far, Georgia, LSU, Syracuse, and USC with not many games left to play. So does that mean that Caleb Williams is on pace for QB1? Honestly, not so sure. So these are the favorites currently for most outstanding player. So Heisman Trophy, most outstanding senior QB, and most outstanding offensive player or quarterback. So in all those rankings, you cannot see Caleb Williams. So Robert Dayton, Derek Foster, both not draft eligible. And yeah, we need to look at here to have some draft eligible quarterbacks. Zach Gibson, Will Rogers, and Blake Shapen. Most outstanding tight end. Here we have Brock Bowers, who leads this ranking by far in terms of yards and touchdowns. So a great season for him. But quarterback, actually the class could be worse than expected. This is Zach Gibson from Georgia Tech, so he will declare for the draft. Awesome work ethic, great team player. So personality-wise, really good. And 89 intelligence, so he could be someone who's interesting for us, for our team. Not sure where he will go in the draft. With his 91 overall, could be then around 70 maybe in the pro football game. Of course, it's not always one-to-one translatable, so not sure if intelligence will also be his best rating. But I mean, the order: first intelligence, second accuracy, third arm could be really, really good for us. No trades here. And yeah, in terms of player stats, 6 interceptions, 33 touchdowns. Great year so far. Also last year, not too bad. I think he has still 1 game left to go. But great rating. Let's keep Zach Gibson in mind for us to maybe take a closer look at. The second senior QB to highlight, Blake Shapen, an 89 accuracy, intelligence, not the best, so not sure. Also personality, a little bit worse. He's a fierce competitor, and in terms of stats, 8 interceptions this year. Better than last year, so just from the stats, the ratings, and the personality so far, Blake Shapen seems to be a little bit worse. Will Rogers was the first one on the list, 88 overall, Mississippi State. Intelligence, again, not the best. Awesome sportsmanship, great arm and accuracy, game manager. So that's actually what we need. But with this intelligence, I'm a little bit confused why he has the game manager tag. Also, more interceptions, but also more touchdowns and more yards than both of the other players. He looks good. Let's see where he will end up in the final ratings and for the final draft coverage, but let's keep Zach Gibson in mind as a potential target for us to maybe draft. But the draft is still a few weeks ahead. Right now, the goal is to make the playoffs, hopefully win the Super Bowl, and don't care about the QB discussion anymore. Let's see how this will turn out. Let's get back to the NFL. Week 13, we do not care too much about this week due to our bye week, but we care about the Jaguars actually, and they lost against the Buffalo Bills. That's crucial. That's really crucial. And they are now 6-5 actually. So they lost now 3 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and now the Indianapolis Colts are ahead of them. So we have 2 games left to play this year. And, well, as soon as we don't lose them, I assume we win the division. Let's check out whom we're playing. Our opponent are the Indianapolis Colts. Oh, wow. So if we win this, we win the division. Can we do that? Can we do that? No! No, that was our chance. And now that's not again. That's not good. Tanner McKee, 4 touchdowns. So maybe should have drafted him. Desmond Ridder, horrible game. Bijan good. Bijan really good. Maybe we should just stop throwing the ball and just run every damn down. Well, that would be too obvious. But yeah, that's hard. We are now on another bye week. And it is important for us that the Colts lose. What is their opponent? Okay, they're playing the New England Patriots. Our hopes are up and they lose. Yes. Yes, that's very, very good for us. And does that mean that we already won our division without playing? Let's quickly check that out. I'm not so sure, honestly. The Jaguars also have one final game and they have the advantage compared to us that they beat us. So we should win, or at least hope that the Jaguars are not winning. Some injuries, but nothing too... Desmond Ridder, no, sorry. You have to get better in training, so don't complain. And hopefully get us the final win in the final week of the season against the New York Giants. So they are 3-10. Hopefully, Desmond Ridder, don't blow this. Yes! Really important. Desmond Ridder, not the main reason we won, but still best completion percentage of the year, I would assume. Good game from all of our running backs or fullbacks or everyone who can run the ball, I don't care. But really important for us. Good win. And yeah, that's really sad. Will Anderson got better in terms of overall, but only 1 sack. 3 tackles for loss, 8 tacklings. So far, he is a reach, and I thought about that, of course, before drafting him. But let's in the rest of the week, not something we're going to care about this off-season. He still has contract for some years, and he will improve, I'm sure about that. And we need to play the New England Patriots. We lost against them already this year, yeah, in week 3. Close game. We lost in overtime, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, actually we didn't. But still, we need to get this done. Overall stats, rush defense really good. Pass defense, surprisingly not. Our rush offense is really good. Passing offense, well, yeah, you know it. So actually, we won the division. We're not having the first seed. Bills and Bengals are better than us, but really good, I would say. Overall, good performance. Let's check out the league leaders before jumping into the playoffs. Matthew Stafford has the most passing yards, followed by rookie Tanner McKee. So great season for him. Are there any other rookies I'm seeing here? No, Desmond Ridder, top 20 at least in terms of passing yards, but not the best season, I would say. Passing touchdown, well, that was expected that we are not in here. Tom Brady leads the league. Rushing yards, there you have Bijan Robinson as expected. Also after the 2 bye weeks, he leads the league in rushing by far. So he is our new superstar and he should definitely win Rookie of the Year. At least I hope so, but really great year from him. He was the focal point of our offense, 4.4 average, and yeah, also in the passing game was involved a little bit. 9 rushes over 40 yards, 20 rushes over 20 yards. So he is really explosive. Great addition to our team. Rushing touchdown, whoa, that's crazy. That just shows that we were not able to score. 17 for Joe Mixon, only 8 for Bijan Robinson. So we need to get better there. Receiving yards, Cooper Kupp, that sounds familiar. Receiving touchdowns, also no one from us. Chris Godwin leads the league. I don't know that this is a good sign that our kicker is second place in terms of point scores. But great season. I'm not usually checking out stats for kickers, but looks decent enough, except from this part in terms of field goals. Extra points, really good, 100%. So yeah, great rookie season. Tackles, we are at least in the top 20. Sacks was horrible. Joey Bosa, awesome year for him. But other than that, as expected, no one from us. But overall, also really bad performance overall. But yeah, it's only 14 games long the season, so it's normal that there are not too many sacks, but only one player over 10, that is surprisingly low. Interceptions, well, at least Marcus May and Marcus Peters are here, so our secondary was not that bad. Trevon Diggs leads the league. Well, that shows that this game is at least to some degree realistic. Performance, Bijan, top 10, the second best running back, mainly due to his yards, not his touchdowns, but nice to see. So welcome to the wildcard round. We play the New England Patriots. We lost against them once. Can we do it this time? No. Not even close, and that could be the final game for Desmond Ridder. 3 interceptions, and I don't really care about the rest of the stats. Just let's sim the rest of the playoffs. That's really heartbreaking, to be honest. And conference championship, the 2 best teams of the AFC, well-deserved. Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. And for the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just don't care that they lost their offensive coordinator to us. Tom Brady does it again. Can he also win another Super Bowl? Well, no, he cannot. So Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills get the Super Bowl. That is, well, good for them, I assume. But yeah, sad for us. I really hope for more. Let's check out the end of the year awards. Justin Herbert is MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Joey Bosa, well-deserved Defensive Player of the Year. As expected, Bijan Robinson wins Rookie of the Year. So second year in a row that we get this award. But yeah, that does not help us too much. Good year, but not good enough. And honestly, also our draft pick is really crap to get a new quarterback. Bijan here in the Pro Bowl, CJ Ham in the Pro Bowl, a lot of Colts and Bills players, Zach Ertz for us, and Cameron Hayward and our kicker. So yeah, some players, but yeah, what is the Pro Bowl worth? In the end, not much. Sad year for us. Sad year. We won the division, so that's good. We made a big step forward, but just not able to get it done. I mean, what can I say? In terms of interceptions, we're not bad. In terms of total sacks, we're actually also not bad. I wonder who actually did those, because I think I missed them. It was just not good enough. Well, the season comes to an end. We could not win any playoff games, but at least we made one. So that's a progress. Yeah, let's see how we can improve this offseason again before we need to pay those high contracts to many players. We need to have a new quarterback for the scheme, or we need to have a new scheme. I really thought that this head coach can save us. He did not. So let's see what our off-season additions could be. It's time for a final college update for this season. So this is the top 25 after the regular season. Alabama has only 2 or 3 wins this year, so not even remotely close to the ranking. Georgia number 1, USC number 2, Syracuse at 3 and LSU at 4. Current situation. There are still the championship games, so it could be the case if LSU loses to Georgia that Penn State or Ohio State actually has the chance to sneak into the top 25, maybe also Buffalo. So let's go through the championship games and start with Georgia against LSU. If Georgia wins, they are locked. Yes, they are. And LSU might fall out of the playoffs. But first, let's check if Syracuse wins their championship game. No, they lose against Virginia Tech, and with that, Virginia Tech could be in the playoffs. Previously 8th ranked, now beating the number 3 Syracuse. So can at least USC get their playoff ticket? Yes, they win against Washington, but Caleb Williams 3 touchdowns and also 2 interceptions. Not that good. With the win, Buffalo still has playoff chances and they lose, so this is over. What about Ohio State? Can they maybe sneak into the playoffs with the win? They win, but is it enough for the playoffs? Let's look at the final rankings. Yes, it is enough. Both LSU and Syracuse drop out of the playoffs. Virginia Tech is in here. Ohio State also, and Georgia and USC number 1 and 2. It's time for some playoff action. Georgia against Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech gets the upset. Wow. Grant Wells with 7 touchdowns in the game. What was wrong with the Georgia defense? And also looking at the offense, 34 points is good. But Brock Bowers, not the best game, I would say. No touchdowns for him. But wow, Virginia Tech, not bad. 7 touchdowns, that's really good. 3 receiving touchdowns for McClendon, not draft eligible. But still, let's look at the second game. Ohio State against USC, who will play Virginia Tech. And it is Ohio State. So also Caleb Williams. Oh, okay, he had a good performance, but not enough. 3 points shy against Ohio State. And quarterback Robert Dayton. 5 touchdowns for him. And 0 of those to Marvin Harrison Jr. But now, who is the college champion? Is it Ohio State or is it Virginia Tech? Let's sim the game, and it is Ohio State again. This time Marvin Harrison Jr. with 1 touchdown. A great season for him overall. A little bit worse than last year, but 1 touchdown in the college championship secures the win over Virginia Tech, who were just 1 game shy of a sensation. Congrats to Ohio State. Let's look at the awards, and Robert Dayton wins Best QB, Best Offensive Player, and also the Heisman Trophy with 64 touchdowns. I mean, that is really good, not draft eligible. Also only 83, but great college quarterback. Joshua Dooley wins Defensive Player of the Year. He's a freshman and a really good one, so maybe someone to remember. 22 sacks is really, really good. Also 1 safety and 1 defensive touchdown. In a few years, he's going to be a really good draft prospect. Best running back, also a freshman, so not important for us. Most outstanding senior QB is actually Will Rogers. We looked at him in the last episode. LAMAR Sampson wins most outstanding receiver, so better than his college buddy Marvin Harrison Jr. So also not draft eligible, but good for the future. Brock Bowers, best or most outstanding tight end, he's draft eligible. Let's see if he's going to declare. Would be a really, really good draft prospect. And the only other player eligible for the draft is a kicker. We have a pretty good one, I would say. Mainly freshmen and sophomore players in here. But still, congrats for winning the awards. But that's it for this episode. Thank you everyone for watching. I wish you a great start to the new year. And hopefully also see you in the next year for my videos. And I mean to everyone who has been listening until this point, there will be a special already in the next days. I will do a scouting special. You can be surprised what this is about, but I'm really happy to take a closer look at the senior players and see who might be a target for us in the draft. But until then, have a nice start to 2023 and see you next time for another expansion team video. Bye bye.